few weeks ago on a live stream, we caught a kind of disturbing piece of footage, and I'm asking for people's comments and recommendations as to what this might be. So here's the clip.
You're gonna burn in hell.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
When someone has lived with this activity for so long and decides to ask for help, you have to listen. Mark has spent years documenting unexplained events that are happening inside his home, often live with viewers watching and witnessing the activity as it happens. But in his recent live streams, he's captured 3 particularly disturbing incidences. A small box seeming to move on its own while Mark was out the house, an angry old voice saying you're going to burn in hell, and finally a strange form appearing on a wall, moving upwards and vanishing. Tonight we're going to examine all 3, ending with a piece of footage that may be the most difficult to explain. Welcome to Stranger Times.
I pray for my family.
You're gonna burn in hell.
I pray for my family.
You're gonna burn in hell.
I pray for my family.
You're gonna burn in hell.
I pray for my family.
You're gonna burn in hell.
This voice was heard by the viewers at the exact moment it occurred during the live stream, not discovered later during editing. The background audio continues naturally throughout the clip. I also submitted the recording for AI assisted analysis, examining its continuity, room tone, background noise, and any indication of inserted sound. No audio cut, splice, or unnatural change was detected, and no evidence was found to suggest that the voice was added afterwards or during the live stream.
I pray for my family.
You're gonna burn in hell.
I pray for my family.
You're gonna burn in hell.
And what makes the voice even more unsettling is the apparent age. Its deep tone, deliberate cadence, and strange reverberating quality sound completely different and out of place in a modern home. To my ears, it carries the character of a voice from the 1700s or the early 1800s, possibly even earlier than that. Harsh, authoritative, and almost sermon-like in its delivery. And the message itself couldn't be more disturbing. You're gonna burn in hell. So to me, this is a Class A EVP. This next incident occurred while Mark was out the house, leaving the live stream running and the viewers watching live. Keep your eyes on the small box. Nothing visible approaches it, nothing touches it, and there is nothing nearby that can manipulate this little box. Viewers watching notice it moved straight away. But when I examined the footage, I noticed something entirely different, something that I think nobody would have realised or seen. Something hidden within the audio. Watch the audio waveform at the bottom of the screen. A fraction of a second before the box moves, the surrounding sound suddenly falls away. The waveform visibly contracts before any physical movement occurs. It is almost as though the energy within the room is briefly drawn inwards, weakening the surrounding atmosphere before being released into the object. The sequence is clear. First, the environment changes and then the box moves. Could we actually be witnessing the exact moment something unseen gathers enough energy to affect the physical world? Finally, we've come to what is most probably the strongest footage of all tonight. Keep your eye on the right hand side of that wall.
Setup. Oh boy.
Mental. Now, let's take a closer look.
I still have to do with this XLS setup. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, there's a lot I still have to do with this XLS setup.
But when the footage is separated into individual frames, something far more complex begins to emerge. In the first image, we can see a small dark concentration forming against the wall, but in the following images, it becomes clear that this darkness is only one part of something much larger. Surrounding it is a faint rounded form with what appears to be a complete outer boundary. Its interior looks pale and almost semi-transparent, while one side contains a denser, much darker core. As the sequences progress, the entire bounded structure travels upward together. The dark concentration changes position within it. The outer form stretches and its density appears to change as it climbs. This is important because we're not looking at an isolated patch of darkness jumping randomly between frames. There appears to be an outer boundary, a translucent interior, and a concentrated dark mass, all remaining connected as the form moves upward. The progression is clear. It appears, becomes more defined, rises up the wall, stretches upwards, and then completely disappears. To me, this does not represent or present the recognizable shape or movement of a spider or any ordinary creature simply crawling across a flat surface or on a lens. The closest description I can give it is a bounded shadow form, something only partially visible, almost as though it is condensing into view before losing its structure again. And remarkably, the idea of shadow-like or partially formed entities is not new. It can be found throughout some of humanity's oldest spiritual traditions. My conclusion after examining this footage, frame by frame, is that the affected area behaves like one coherent structure. It rises, changes density, stretches, and then vanishes. It appears to be less likely a human spirit, possibly non-human, manifestation, a bounded form caught somewhere between the invisible and visible planes of reality. Mark asked what his camera had captured. My honest answer is, I don't know what it is, but I believe that those individual frames that we've looked at today capture something far larger and stranger than the dark shape that we all first noticed. If you enjoy these type of videos, don't forget to please like, subscribe and share the videos, because that's what YouTube is all about, liking, sharing and caring. So until the next time, we'll see you soon. Stranger Times out.